All right, man. This is another episode of The Sit Down. Real topics, real issues, real people. Who we got on the sit down today?
It's SiraSoFine. Y'all know the vibes.
Now, Miss Sira, man, talk about a little bit about your upbringing, man. Let the people know what city and state you come from, man.
So I was born and raised in Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Oh, from the bucket
Yeah,
baby.
Bucket baby.
Shout out
you
to
know
the bucket.
vibes. I've kind of moved around the city, not gonna lie. I've been living in Bucket. I've lived in Central Falls. Now I'm over here in Prov, South Side. I don't know. I got a love-hate relationship with Rhode Island. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do too. Now, going back to your upbringing, so you was always bouncing back and forth from the bucket to Prov?
Not really bouncing back. It's just that, people move around. I kind of felt like a hermit crab finding new homes and shit. Circumstances make you move sometimes. So, yeah, I will say I will forever have some sort of connection with Pawtucket, though. It's
Right.
only I can talk shit about Pawtucket. I don't like anybody else talking bad about
Right.
Pawtucket. That's where I was raised. You feel me?
Nah, facts.
I do enjoy the South because they got definitely more of like that Dominican vibe. It's very.
The bucket is like more Cape Verde.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That's Cape Verde, the bucket.
And then Central Falls is kind of like a little bit of mix.
Yeah.
Like Hispanics, Portuguese.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now, would you say, you going back and forth from Prov to Pawtucket, that, that worked to your advantage, kind of?
I will say.
Chasing the rap,
Yeah, with rapping, it definitely helped me get connected with more people and definitely get connected to different cultures. And that's going to sound strange because,
No.
we're in Rhode Island, what type of... But no, if you've moved around Rhode Island, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. It's
Providence is way different than Pawtucket. It's a different energy. People don't get it, but...
Even in Providence, different corners, you'll just get different vibes, different cultures, different ethnicities. It's really just a gamble, honestly.
Right. I agree. Now, we'll go back to that. Now, with the music, what age was it that you started saying, this is for me, I'm going to jump in this? You know what I mean? I've been listening to a couple of your songs, I'm going to read a couple off. Pop Off, Run It, Do It, Rain, Copycats, Lone Star. Each track is different, you know what I'm saying? What's the vibe? I know I asked you what age. I'm going to ask you two questions. What age was it with music? And then what's the vibe got to be like for you to create?
So I was around, I would say, for as long as I can remember, I've just fallen in love with music and the way you can use music and art in general to connect with people and express your creativity. I've always enjoyed using art and music as an outlet.
Right.
But I started taking it seriously about a couple years ago when I was 18. I kind of got in an argument with somebody and I had a little snippet I had up. I kind of wasn't taking it serious. It was kind of like a joke. I wanted to play around. It was like a King Von beat. I was like, let me see what I could cook up on this track.
So that argument led for you to I need to get something off. I got to rap.
Literally.
Wow.
So they kind of doubted me. So I was like, and I was doubting myself at the time.
So shout out to that argument.
Oh, definitely. And I shouted them out before and they know who they are.
Yeah.
I was doubting myself. I was like, you see rappers, you see singers and other artists put themselves out there, but actually putting yourself in the shoes to promote yourself on that level and share your talent on that level, it's a whole different ball game. So that sort of it cracked the shell. It was like, you know what? They got your track out here, they're trying to make fun of you. You better not give us anything else to laugh at. So that's why I started taking it serious.
Right. Now, what's the
vibe?
Yes, the energy and vibe now.
The vibe, honestly,
because like I said, not to cut you off, each track is different. It's a different vibe, it's a different energy, and I'm like, I dibble and dabble with the music, so I understand, what it takes to get in there and create. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, that's not easy to do.
Change up your flow.
Yeah, and make sure whoever's listening is like, this one don't sound like the last one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Honestly, I grew up on anything and everything, country, pop, hip hop, rock and roll, alternative, psychedelic rock.
Now
like,
it
you
makes
name
sense. It makes sense.
So
Yeah.
I love experimenting with sound. Those songs you've heard recently, that's me testing Afro beats. I just fell in love with Congolese beats. There was this creator on TikTok. His name's like Leo Carlo.
Okay.
Shout out Leo Carlo.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, he's been doing his shit, making beats. Like when I looked on his channel, it was like 10, 15 years, and I was like, you know what? Like he's really good at shit. And a lot of people already know him like on the internet, obviously.
Right.
But I was like, I never heard anybody spaz on this shit. So I was like, I gotta definitely test this out. The vibe, I would say, is just, I really can't put a title, like a specific name to it. It's just, if it sounds good to me, I'ma just rap on it. Like, you know?
Right.
I do like a fusion of, I'll say, pop and hip hop.
Right.
And Caribbean and hip hop.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like fusing those sounds. I feel like that's what I could say, like a sort
Yeah.
of Afro pop type of vibe.
That's different though. Now, like I said, I was doing my homework on you, and I seen that you had like a little brief little dialogue with Get Right Entertainment. Shout out to them. And you were asked, how would you describe your image and your artistry? And then I quote you. You said, "I want to be an example for younger ladies. I know some of my earlier tracks might have sound raunchy flow, might have had that raunchy flow, but I really just want to put our young ladies on the path of self-respect and self-love."
Yeah.
That was dope. I was like, damn, like, go ahead.
Cause it's easy to, once you start music and you start to see, well, like if you're able to connect with the people on a certain level, you start understanding the influence you have on people through music.
Yes.
So once I realized that and I started connecting with my fans, I'll call them, and I started realizing people are really paying attention to what I put out and basically copying me in a sense.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, I gotta really watch what I do. Also, just because I have little sisters, so it's like, even if I did start off on that and I got my foot in the door that way, that's not what I want to promote for the rest of my career. That's not what I want to.
You don't want that to define you, right?
Yeah, exactly. You want to elevate. You want to level up. You want to grow. You want to learn. And there's nothing wrong with having a past self. You know, we're here to just evolve. Like
Yes, ma'am. Nah, I really fucked with that response you gave. I was like, wow. And you being young and you thinking like that, that was dope, man. That was dope. Now, you know, every day there's a new artist all over the world. As you and I, sitting right here, going back and forth, conversing, right? There's a artist somewhere in the world, somewhere in the country, getting in the booth for the first time. So I said all that to ask you this, you know, what separates you from all the artists, man, that's out there? What do you feel what separates you?
What separates me? Let me think about this a little. This is a really good question.
Ahead. Thank you.
Of course. I would just have to say, I feel like I'll never truly be completely separated from the collective, I'll call it, like from everybody else.
Right.
I feel like I want to bring people together so they realize how much we actually have in common.
Right.
Like, I'm human just like you. I started off with nothing just like you. You know,
Right.
We're born in this world with nothing, but that doesn't mean you can't make something for yourself. But I will say, just for in terms of music, my flow, like what I grew up listening to and what I'm able to deliver, it's not like anything else you're gonna hear. Anything I write it. I don't use AI. I don't use like any other program.
No, you could tell.
Brain.
You could tell.
I go through real life shit and I write about it so that, like I said, I can bring people together so that people can realize we're not as different as you may think.
Right. Now, you know, musical influences, man. Like, who's your go-to when you need to, you know, some people, you know, a lot of artists be like, you know, I don't even listen to nobody else because I don't want to sound like no one else. Mm-hmm. That's understandable. But, you know, the majority of people that do music, man, they have influences. They have, you know, if you do, who is your go-to?
In terms of hip-hop, Tupac. And that's hands down forever my influence.
R.I.P. to that
Tupac.
man.
I
cried when he died. I was a little kid when he died.
Really?
I cried. I heard it on it used to be called Kicks 106 out here back in the day. And the radio said, if you know, you know. And I remember listening. I was going to bed for school the next day, and I hear, oh, just in Tupac has been shot and killed in Las Vegas. I started crying. My mom comes in, what are you crying for? I was like, Tupac is dead. She's like, oh my God.
No, that reminds me, you just brought up another person who influenced me, Michael Jackson, and I cried when I found out he died.
Yeah,
That
he was sad.
big,
Yeah.
right? And I also listened to 1930s to 50s doo-wop. And I do that because
That's
I
different.
love the harmonization.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they do.
yeah.
It's organic, you know, like they were really like had 5 people in there at a time doing different songs to
Like the doo-wop,
come to-
like the Bronx Tale type of.
yeah, like like the little love ballads,
yeah.
that type of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
yeah.
listen to. That's a really big influence, actually. If you're able to really listen to tracks, you'll hear the layering and like when I do sing.
Yeah, yeah. Now, we'll come back to the music. Now let's, real topics, real issues with real people, you know what I'm saying? Y'all subscribe and hit the bell, smoke a politic with me, man. Playlist ready. Now, when it comes to, I like to ask these questions. A lot of people be like, oh, you keep asking the same questions. So what? I haven't interviewed everybody. Right? We need all the POVs, man. When it comes to Rhode Island, supporting Rhode Island, where you feel the disconnect is, man? Because it's on every levels too. It could be from barbering, politics, podcasting, rapping.
Yeah.
People would rather support outside instead of inside. Where do you feel the disconnect is? Why you think that is?
Because people want to see you shine, but not brighter than them. I feel like everybody talks about wanting to put people in Rhode Island on, but nobody really recognizes what it is to be in that position, to have the opportunities to put people on. I feel like it's just jealousy, really, and that's just a common human trait. I feel like...
And hella selective politicking, too.
Definitely. I just feel like if everybody in Rhode Island shared all the Rhode Islanders, all the artists in Rhode Island's music, there would be so much people that would have been blue from here. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm telling you, there's real talent out here.
People want to gatekeep.
Yeah, they just, like I said, they don't want to see other people shine brighter than them because it forces them to put themselves in a position to level up because we came from the same city. We have the same resources.
Exactly.
We had the same time.
That's why they don't want to show support.
Yeah, because like I said, it'll force them to look back and reflect like, okay, what am I not doing? How did they get to this point and I'm still here in Rhode Island? Like, I'm still in Rhode Island, but I'm just saying, like, you know?
Yeah. Now, how do you feel like the people, because there are some people that have made it out of Rhode Island. What are your thoughts on, not everybody's not obligated to do anything for anybody, right? Nothing for anybody, right? But I'm saying, like, what are your thoughts on the people that have made it and they don't look back? Like, at least to, like, for instance, I hate to bring him up, Paulie D. It takes nothing for him to spin some in them freaking clubs. I've been in the club with him DJing out in Vegas. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people in the club. It's nothing for him to be like, hey, this is an up-and-coming DJ or from RI, or this is an up-and-coming artist. Here's his song or her song. And it's curtains. You know what I mean?
I think with things like that...
He don't have to do that, but it's like, we're from RI, the smallest thing in the country. Like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I like hearing other people talking their, views. I think it has to do with the fact of what did Rhode Island do for me? Like, when you have to get up and get it yourself, like, I don't know his upbringing, but I can speak from my point of view. When you have to get up and get it yourself and you don't really have people out here supporting you, when you do make it, it's like, okay, I really don't owe you guys anything.
Facts.
And it shouldn't be like, oh, I give just so that you can give back to me. It's really not like that, but there's principles to this shit.
Yeah.
If I'm just going to give an example here. If I'm down bad and I'm coming to you for help and you don't offer me any help, so I go and get the help myself.
Yeah.
Why would you feel like you're obligated to have a piece of whatever I have? That's like we all go to a buffet. We're all at the table. It's the same buffet. You could get whatever you want. And I'm the only one who gets up from my seat to get a plate. I come back with the plate. Everybody's like, yo, can we have some? Like, no, we don't feel like getting up to the buffet. The buffet's too far. Yeah. It's like, no, I'm not going to give you what's on my plate. You better go get up and eat. There's everything that you need right there.
Yeah.
Like, you could go get up and get that shit yourself. You have to put yourself in the position to go out and chase the same opportunities that other people are chasing,
I
like
agree.
with their time and energy. You
Yeah.
know, it's here for everybody. So.
True that. Now, I feel like, when is somebody gonna be like, you know what, and break that cycle and just be like, you know what, I'm gonna just be that one to just unify and put on. You know what I mean? Because, not for nothing, I stayed away out of here for 8 years because of that. I was getting blackballed. That was, you know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. I was like, you know what? This shit is small out here anyways. I'm outside. I'm out of here. I'm doing the coast to coast thing, going over, you know what I mean? I'm doing it. So when I came back, I'm like, you know what? I had a chip on my shoulder in the beginning, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna change the narrative. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be salty that Rhode Island wasn't supporting me or people out here was, you know what I mean? And look at now, I'm kept being in people's faces and we here now.
That's
You see
true.
that? And then you see what I've been doing for the last few months out here, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I
That
don't
takes
know.
a different type of heart, though. Like,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. For me personally, if I were to, well, if I had the opportunity to put somebody else on and have them not pay me back or do anything, I'm
Yeah.
gonna take the opportunity. I'll give you the opportunity. Like, even if you become bigger than me, so
Yeah,
what? I'm the
for
teacher.
real.
And I'm supposed to help the student excel.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to help
exactly.
the student surpass the master, so that the
Yes.
student can become a teacher, and
So on and so
yeah,
forth.
exactly. So it takes a different type of heart. Me, I feel like I can't really say too much about that until I'm put in that position. Because a
Same,
part of
yeah.
me is like, I know there's people in the back of my head where I'm like, okay, if I get this or I'm put in these rooms, of course I'm dropping names, I'm doing this, I'm putting them on. But it's other people that I'm like, I don't care if I go on the internet and they're like, oh, Jasir's not putting people on, Rhode Island, she's not doing this for us. Like, I'm gonna be like, I don't care, y'all ain't do anything for me anyways. It's really
Right.
like until I'm in that position, then I'll really be able to.
Nah, yeah. Now, being in this, I hate to say this shit, but male-dominated space, that we're in, and when it comes to this and the lane you're in, rapping and just being an artist, you being a young female coming up, young woman, how do you navigate through that, man? Because I could just only imagine, man. You know what I mean?
I just hold my own regardless, and in my head I'm kind of in my own world. Like, I know there's other people existing around me. I have to be
Yeah.
careful what I do, what I put out. But in my head, all I see is me. Like, it's me versus me. There's
Right.
nobody else stopping me from becoming the next big thing.
Right.
In the music industry, I will say it is, you can definitely tell there's bias, like people are biased when it comes to female artists. I've had song battles before where it's like the females will put on a hell of a show and then the men are walking away winning, like, and it's like, and I'm not shading anybody,
Nah, but you calling it what it is.
Yeah, and
Speak
it's
your
like-
truth over here.
so, and that only goes to show that maybe that's just not meant for me. I don't really hold anything to the heart. I don't really tell anybody, oh, it's because, like, they're a man. Like, in my head, it's kind of just like, work harder, push harder, get yourself out there, no matter what. Because if other people have done it, so can you.
Right. Nah, I agree. Now, this whole thing with independent route, label route, what's your views and stance on that? The indie way or?
I don't really know too much about the label route. I know a lot of contracts are involved and a lot of control. So that's an automatic no for me. I
Good for you.
prefer being independent because I like to maintain control over who I am and my image and what I'm allowed to put out.
Right.
I don't want to have to answer to somebody else. I like being my own boss. So I feel
Right.
like that's just, no matter how it works out, if I make it, if I don't make it, I'm going to continue to just put music and art out there regardless,
Now, going back to, the last question, the navigating through a male-dominated, industry, what is your advice to the younger ladies that's younger than you coming up and choosing this lane you're in?
No matter what, if you have a vision and you're about your shit, do your shit and don't listen to any negativity because people won't support you until you actually do it. Like, so you just gotta understand that no matter what, saying something is one thing, but actually getting up and doing it for yourself is a whole completely different ballpark. I will say just stay true to yourself. Don't change yourself for somebody else. You might have people come up to you, oh, shake some ass, you know, like you'll make way more money, or like show some titties and, you know, you'll get these deals and that. If that's not what you're into, don't feel obligated to do it. The money will come another way. You don't have to sell your image.
Right. I like that, man. How would you want the world to see you as an artist?
An artist who's free-spirited and stuck to her morals and principles no matter what the cost was. Like, I don't care if I got a whole hate train behind me. If I don't agree with something, I'm not going to change my views or my beliefs to accommodate yours.
Right. No, I respect that. Yeah, man. It's good to be different, man, not to just blend in. Me personally, with anything I ever done, I never wanted to blend in. Like,
where's
ever.
the fun in that? Where's the fun in being just like everybody else? We need unique people. We need the quote unquote weird. We need individuals. We need people who are themselves.
Trendsetters, man.
Yeah.
Now, the name. You know, my subscribers will probably, if I didn't ask this, speak about your name, man. Sira, right? Siras. How did you come up with that name?
So yeah, my name is Jasira.
Jasira, okay.
I came up with SiraSoFine, and this is actually a pretty crazy story. Before I even really thought about rapping, I was kind of going through a rebranding phase. I think my Instagram had gotten deleted. I needed to build my following up again. I was trying to figure out what I want my username to be, what I want it to be called. And I was like, when somebody looks at me, I want them to be like, she's so fine. So I was like, Sira, so fine. My nickname's Sira, SiraSoFine. And it kind of just stuck, and I left it at that.
Right. Now, I seen besides the what was that? The Get Right Entertainment, you was also on the Franchise Report. I believe twice, right?
Yeah, 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah.
Okay, shit. All right. How was that experience, and like, you know, how did that come about?
So basically, let me take a trip back. I had started doing shows with Miss Rhody. Shout out Miss Rhody. Shout out Isa, one of the strongest women I know. She basically helped me get into music and taking it serious.
Right.
I'll get into that later. But we had done a show. He was DJing, and he was like, "Yo, you gotta come on the Franchise Report." Like, it was my first song called "Cooking Up," and that's really the track where that's why I said I was raunchy. Kind of has a little, you know, little bars in there that are kind of like, you know, maybe you shouldn't be saying that around anybody, but fuck it. I was very lyrical in that track. So he was like, yeah, you got to come on the show. So I went on, and I loved it, honestly. I thought it was a really fun experience. When you do the Franchise Report, there's a bunch of other people in the room with you waiting to freestyle as well. So it's not a competition, but it's just like, oh, I wonder what they're going to rap about. I wonder, like, and you know, sometimes you look at people and you're like, can they really even spit? And then they start rapping, you're like,
nah,
oh,
you can never
shit,
judge his
right?
book, especially in that lane. And you know what? That right there, that's gonna separate the ones that are really for, if it's gonna make them timid or mess up. Like, you know what I mean? People should embrace that shit. The true artists are gonna do that. Now, you know, my platform, you know, I'm big on mental health. You know what I'm saying? I love to get everybody's POV on this. You know, I feel like nobody's immune to this shit. You know, just different storms for different for different folks, right? Excuse me. Now, when you're in that mental prison, man, how do you get out of that? What is your advice to get out of that?
My advice is, for every negative thought, just think of a positive. No matter what, your mind will rule over you if you allow it to. So always combat the negativity with positivity. And I'm telling you, no matter what you're going through, it's not even like you should compare struggles, but there are people who are in way worse situations. And it's not that you have to compare yourself to those situations. It's the fact that you got to appreciate what you got.
Yes.
Like, you know, you could just be in a way where situation, when you feel those thoughts creeping up on you, just always tell yourself you're worthy. Like,
Yes.
God sees you're worthy. You're
Right.
on this earth still walking. You have another 24 hours to get up, get it, and change your life. No
Or you've
matter-
been through worse and you overcame that and you're still
Exactly.
standing. Like,
And that's how you learn your lessons. How are you supposed to learn anything if you don't go through anything?
now, to go a little bit more in depth in that question, let me see. Now, when you're going through your storms, right? How do you get out of that?
The way I get out of it,
Yes, ma'am.
I just tell myself, keep going, because if I stop, where's that going to get me? If I give up today, where am I going to go? I'm just going to stay stagnant. I'm going to be stuck. The only way I can better myself in any situation, no matter what I'm going through, is to just keep going and don't stop, and always feed myself positivity. Like I said, like, what you tell yourself will have a huge impact over your whole day. You should
Right.
always, no matter what you're going through at night, tell yourself, I'm gonna have a good day tomorrow. If I had a bad day today, I'll still have a better day tomorrow. Like, you never know what life's gonna throw at you, but just know you should always be ready to handle it with positivity.
Yes. Facts. I like that. Now, I seen, like I said, doing my homework, I seen that you said, you're a fast learner and you love learning. So that made me think of this question, is there any books that you're reading currently, and what are your favorite books that you have read?
One of my favorite books I have read off the top of my head is Think and Grow Rich. I went to an estate sale. I have the 1945 version.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, right?
Shit.
It's kind of falling apart, but it's still hanging in
Nah,
there.
but still, you
But
have it.
Yeah, the message of the book is just really key and essential to who I developed into today. I was, like you said, going through a really hard time, and at that point when I found that book and I started reading it, it really just focuses on always being positive, just always looking at the positive side of things. And I cannot stress that enough. Like, I know it's going to be repetitive. I'm glad. Get it stuck in your head.
Right.
Always focus on the positive, or you're just going to see the bad in your life, But for all the bad, there's good. So just stick to the good no matter what.
Nah, facts.
Another book I will say, let me see. I have this one right here in my bag.
Oh, okay.
It's called Slowing Down to the Speed of Life.
And who's that by?
This is by Richard Carlson. Honestly, I just picked this up not too long ago. They have like a bunch of little free libraries around the city, and I like to go on walks, so I'll stop by and pick up some books. I feel like the universe blesses me. But yeah, I was kind of needing something like this. I haven't gone too deep into it, but it's really good. It talks about how your relationships will affect you, how to treat other people while you're going through certain things. It's really just like a guide, how to slow down and really focus on yourself and create a plan for your life.
So you highly recommend that book to others?
Yes, I recommend it.
That's what's up. Look at people. She really is her.
On my shit, I'm telling you.
She's had a book, and she said that she loves learning all that. And look, she had a fucking book. She didn't know I was gonna ask her this shit. Now I'm about to freestyle. I'm about to get my Joe Rogan on. We about to do this conversationalist right.
Go ahead.
All right, so what's been going on in the world and shit, right? I want your POV on this, right? With inflation, division in the country, the world, the Charlie Kirk situation, RIP to him. What is your stance on, what are you thinking when you're seeing all this going on, man? As a young woman in America trying to chase what you're chasing, and you're going through what you're going through, and you're seeing what's going on around you, how does that affect you?
It affects me because now I feel like I have an obligation to inform and connect people even more. And I use my TikTok to do that. I'm not gonna lie. I'll give my stances on current events. I gave my stance on the Charlie Kirk. I even said, y'all too focused on, okay, he was saying all these bad things about different people, but y'all not looking at the bigger picture. He was just killed in front of a bunch of people. We should be asking ourselves now, okay, where should we be having these public gatherings? How is this going to affect us as citizens? How is this going to affect gun laws? I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, like I said, I feel like now I have an obligation to use my platform and my music to spread a message and get information out there to people.
Right. Now, with inflation, right? How do you navigate through that? Being a young, up and coming entrepreneur / artist, you know what I mean? How do you navigate through that, man?
Honestly,
Because shit, my 40-year-old ass is like, I'm still trying to figure this shit out.
budget, invest, and just keep pushing, because people have to understand stuff like this, history tends to repeat itself. So like this has happened before multiple times, and
Yes,
we've
ma'am.
always gone through it. The prices always go up, they come down.
Right.
So for the time being, don't stress yourself too much. Like I said, focus on the positive. Yeah, shit might be expensive, but at least it's not double what it is now. You know, it could be more expensive. I will just say, don't stress yourself out over things you can't control at the end of the day. Because this money system, this wasn't created by us. This isn't, it's not like we want to do this. We have to do this at this point. So just keep it pushing. And in my world, I'm not going to lie, money is a commodity. Money can bring you opportunities. It can put you in a lot of rooms where if you didn't have money, you wouldn't be. But you shouldn't let money rule your mental. You shouldn't let money dictate how your day is going to go. Like,
Right.
Whether you're rich, whether you're broke, just always make sure, pray and have a good day, no matter what. Like, you being sad, what is it going to do? You focusing on why you don't got it, what is it going to do? You got to focus on the solutions, okay?
Right.
Shit's more expensive now. What can I do to put myself in a better situation where I don't have to worry about the money coming in? Oh, guess what? Now we got the internet, we got AI. Maybe I should start selling digital books. Maybe I should look into another course, get another certification.
Right.
You know, just look for solutions.
Yeah.
Don't focus on the problems.
Now, I like to ask this question too. You know, with all the youth out here, man, there's pretty much nothing for them to really do. It's definitely not like how when I was coming up. You know, I came up in the golden age. There was summer camps, after school programs. There was so much going on. You know what I mean? Now you barely see any of that. What would you like to see set in place for these youngsters, man? So they have stuff to do and they don't have too much time on their hands, and then they get in trouble, and then they, you know?
I would like to see more programs that focus on mental health and using art as an outlet, because it's one thing to have sort of like you said, they don't have anything to do. Wait, give me a second.
Go ahead.
When you don't have anything to do, you get stuck in your head.
Right.
And maybe you just start thinking about your stuff that you don't want to think about. It's not that you distract yourself. You have to find an outlet. So I would say we need more publicity when it comes to libraries, because libraries have a lot of things. Like, there was like a yarn making class, I think in Providence, and
Right.
there was like another one with jazz. Like, but it's not stressed enough. It's not put on blast enough. People
Right.
don't really know about it. They don't hear about it, so they don't know it exists. And also,
Yo, send me links to that when that
I
shit,
got
so
you.
I can start
Right.
shouting that shit out. I don't see it. I don't, you know what I mean?
because I'm telling you, they don't put it out there. It's sort of like word of mouth, or like you'll see
Oh,
little
man.
flyers here and there.
Man, let me know so I could blast that shit everywhere.
Instead of the news putting all the bad news, they need to put all the good opportunities,
Yeah.
all the solutions.
They
to these
barely do
problems.
that.
Yeah.
Like, we can't say that they don't, but they do real fast. Like, you know those commercials that be there? They give the warning, speaking all fast. You
Yeah.
can't even hear what the warnings are.
And then there's even like that guy, John DePietro, like all he focuses on is negative shit in the city. If you know a huge amount of the demographic of the people that listen to you are youngsters, because I do see a lot of people my age, anytime he goes live, they're sharing it. Everybody's
Yeah.
still trying to keep up with whatever's going on in the city.
Yeah.
But for the people who have big platforms, use your platforms to spread messages of positivity and growth to the youth. You know?
Facts. I totally agree, man. But you know, a lot of people are chasing views and clicks. You know what I mean? When you do this for the pure love of it, you know what I mean? The money is going to come eventually. Who cares? But at least you're gonna still be getting paid for being still pure. And,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? It's gonna take a little longer, but it's gonna eventually come, man. And a lot of people just want to cut corners and just go straight for the clicks and views. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. And it's also like, even if you don't get paid, the fact that you're able to leave somebody with a lifelong impression, that should be enough payment. As
Yeah.
is. You put something out on the internet and somebody across the globe can say your video helped them get through a tough day, or it helped them level up.
That's
boss
what
up.
I do it for.
Yeah, exactly. And people don't realize, yes, that actually happens. I've had people hit me up from France, South Africa. They'll be like, I love your music. Like, keep going.
Yeah.
You got to come out here. And they're serious. They're not playing. Like,
yeah, facts. The love is real overseas.
It is.
My analytics tell me that every day I look at it. Now, I like to, I find this news interesting real quick. You know what I mean? I want to get, especially when I, come across women and I interview them, I want to get you guys' POV on this, right? So this is out of Flint, Michigan. I've asked this for a few people already, but the RX Kids Flint is the first citywide maternal and infant cash prescription program in the United States. It provides cash payments to all pregnant people living in the city of Flint with the goal of eliminating infant poverty and improving health outcomes. The program officially launched in January 2024. Funding. The program is funded through a combination of public-private sources, including the state of Michigan. Now, participants receive a one-time $1,500 payment during their mid-pregnancy. Then they receive $500 per month for the first 12 months after the baby is born, for a total of $7,500 in cash assistance. What is your thoughts on that? You think that is good? And do you feel like, that should happen out here in Rhode Island?
I think it's good because it's not like they're giving it to them for the next 3, 5 years, 7 years of their life. I think it's good to give people sort of like a jump, a helping hand. I will just say people tend to abuse the system. So I would just hate to see people have babies just from money, Then it's like those babies aren't really being made from
out of
for
love.
Yeah.
It's for money.
And then you just have a bunch of babies out here who their sole purpose was because their mothers or fathers, whatever the case may be, wanted that check. Not saying that would be every situation, but that's bound to happen.
Facts, of course.
So I would just say if they create programs like that,
it shouldn't be cash, right?
Yeah, it should be like basically like the EBT card. It's like
or
strictly,
the WIC.
Or like exactly. It's used strictly for diapers or like just not for anything.
You can't get bottles with it.
Yeah. No
backwards.
Bottles, no bud. None of
that. Yeah. Facts. Now, do you feel like it should only be for single mothers, or you feel like single fathers should get that too? Shout out to the single fathers out there too.
Because there's a lot of like single fathers who actually end up doing shit on their own.
On their
they
own.
really
No
don't
help.
have the help. Like
I know one,
it.
and sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And who says they don't need some help too?
Exactly.
Like,
Facts. Facts. Now, since you're in the music space, you know what I'm saying? When you hear, these rappers dissing deads in the music, how does that make you feel as an artist?
As an artist, I will say dissing dead people is usually done if somebody does something to you first, or because you want a reaction from that person. If you make money from it, you make your money, you make your coin, cool. But me personally, I wouldn't diss somebody who's dead in a song, at least, because it wouldn't feel right for me to make money off a dead person's name in that way. Like, I really do have morals and principles I abide by. I might talk shit, but when it comes to music, I know it's going to be played on repeat, and who knows how big the song could get. I would just hate to give off the wrong impression or make it seem like it's okay to just constantly talk about dead people. And I'm not going to lie, I've gotten in arguments with people before where I'm heated, or like I was on my last straw and I was just like, you know what, like, and I said whatever. And looking back, I do tell myself like, damn, I shouldn't have even let it get to that point, because that means they have control over my emotions. I should have had more control over my emotions. If I'm gonna make a song, I should make a song about getting money and bossing up and flexing on you. Me dissing you're dead. Yeah, it might get me some views, it might get me that check, but
it's gonna put a big ass target on you.
Yeah, and I still gotta answer to God at the end of the day. And I don't want any bad karma coming back to me like that. Karma is very real.
and that is very nasty, wicked energy. People just dissing deads, and And
like
it goes,
1 or 2 songs, okay, but that's like your whole discography.
yeah. And I want to go talk about a little bit about, you said you did some, you gave your POV on the Charlie Kirk. Now, can you go a little bit in on that and in depth on that? And then I want to ask, what is your thoughts on, you know, people celebrating him? Like, I'm with you. I didn't agree with damn near anything he said. I didn't agree with his stance, anything. I think he was an elitist. I think he was a low-key racist. But nonetheless, I gotta say how it is. I respected that, how he stood, he said what he said, and he stood on that. I'm the same way, so I have to, in a way, salute that. Like, some people may think I'm weird for it, whatever. You know what I mean? But what is your thoughts on people just making a mockery and making fun that he lost his life the way he did? He could be whatever, but he didn't deserve to go out like that.
Me, I really wholeheartedly feel like he was an example because, yeah, he was talking shit, but towards the end, he was going against, and I don't even feel like we ain't even post this, but me even saying it, I feel like, damn, they're going to come after me. The Israelis, like, he even started saying, like, like, you can't speak out against them. And the fact that he was shot out of everywhere on his body, he was shot in his neck, your voice box.
Hear me out. This is where it gets real tricky. He definitely got shot in the back of the head. That neck was the exit wound.
I thought it went through, like, in the video, it was like...
That was the exit wound. Now, hear me out. If he got hit like that, it would have been blood everywhere. It would have been nasty.
But I'm not going to lie, when I scrolled across the video, I could have sworn it was like from here to here, and then the blood was...
It's like this. It's like... He got hit.
I think you gotta watch it again.
Listen, I'm gonna send you a link.
Yeah, send me the link because I could have.
So you can go down that rabbit hole and then you do your own research. I'm not gonna say anything. You do your own research. Because
I will. I could have. I thought it was like from the neck, but okay.
Me too. I did too. But then when I seen professional, decorated war veterans that have a channel, they do this, that know this, and some that actually been shot. I was like, yo, okay.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll definitely look into it. But to go back to what I was basically saying, I feel like nobody should be celebrating it because no matter what, it was an assassination. That could have been anybody.
On free speech, on everything.
His daughter was there. I feel like it's like you said, when you have a different heart, you see things like this.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you're not going to see it the way we're seeing it. You're going to be
ignorant,
Exactly. Like, that's still a human being. No matter what, if he got shot because he had views and he had a voice and was using it, who's to say anybody else who got a voice and got views, that's not going to be their outcome if they say the wrong thing. Like,
we gain the influence we're trying to gain. Come on, well, we got to stay mute.
And that's why I said I would be independent, because when you sign to somebody, you can't just speak out and say.
He had a lot of donors paying him big money, but he turned down a lot of big money too.
And like I said, he started literally saying like, oh, I can't say certain things because they're Israeli. So I feel like everybody should take a step outside of the bubble and look at it for what it was. It was a man who was assassinated in broad daylight in front of his family.
And for the world to see.
For the world. He was an example. They really wanted to make an example out of him. And people are too focused on, oh, well, he shouldn't have been saying this, he shouldn't have been saying that. You take freedom of speech. You take freedom of speech away from one person, you got to take it away from everybody.
Everyone.
So...
That's wild. You see the mindset of the majority of the people walking around every day?
Yeah, and it's actually scary how much people were literally celebrating it. It's like, are we not seeing the same things?
Yeah.
You don't have the same heart I do. Okay, I'm going to stay away
They're
from
not
you.
protecting you when the shit hits the fan. And most of those people, I said this, I made content of this. You guys go check it out. You're probably seeing it on the screen right now. My thoughts, my opinions. Check it out. I said the majority of the people, not all of them, because some people that were making fun, they look militant, they look like they can handle themselves, and they're equipped for this shit when it hits the fan. But the majority of them, they're gonna be ducking, hiding, running around, asking people for help. Like, that's the irony. And then you see in the compilation that the people that were making fun of him, they got fired, crying. What do you think was gonna happen? I don't feel bad for you. People sitting there crying after they were celebrating, laughing, smoking, drinking, some of them, and then they made another TikTok. Oh, I got fired. You guys got me fired. Crying, people breaking shit. Oh, what am I gonna do now? Oh, you should have thought about that.
Yeah.
You know
and
what I mean?
if I were to join the majority and be like, oh no, yeah, he deserved that shit, then what does that make me? Like, that puts me in a lower position because I'm not seeing them as human. People get too wrapped up in their phones. They're seeing them as like, yeah, that's a human, but that's just a human on my phone. Like, they're not understanding that the people who were really there that day are traumatized off that shit.
Facts
They
forever.
had to go to sleep that day. They thought they were waking up to a regular pep rally or whatever it was, a regular speech. No, he got shot in broad daylight. They gotta go home and think about that shit. That shit's in their mind. People really
For
get
life.
PTSD off that shit.
For life. If we're gonna remember that for life, watching it, imagine when you have front row seats to that. Like they
and
did.
his daughter and his wife was there. Like, you know, just have a little heart sometimes. I know not everybody's perfect. Not everybody acts the way you want them to. But you lowering yourself to their position, it's not gonna make you a better person. It's not gonna make you the bigger person. Like, you gotta be different, create your own wave. Even if the majority wants you to side with them, you don't have to side with them. Nobody can force you to do anything.
Do you ever think society as a whole that it'll ever get better? Like, you think we'll ever unify? At least the majority?
Unfortunately, well, the only way I feel like that will really be done is through mass control, because I feel like we don't have, if we really wanted to come together and change the world, I feel like too much has already happened and too much is already in place where it's going to be really hard for us to do that unless we have a crazy amount of money and a crazy amount of guns.
Right.
You know, we're literally, like, us talking about
and
this,
ammo.
Yeah,
remember
no,
the ammo. Can't forget the ammo.
You don't want to think about it like this, but this is real life. That's why I said people have to get off their phones and understand the reality.
Yes.
Like, we have some evil people ruling
Controlling,
over us.
yeah.
Yes. Who will literally
sick plans for us.
Who on their deathbed will be trying to find ways to control people.
Yeah.
Through any means, like, and spend whatever, trying to figure out how they can make robots. So
yeah.
I'm sorry, where was I going with this again?
No, go ahead. Good.
No, I forgot where I was going with this. What was the original question?
Shit, I got lost with you.
Oh, I think it was like, basically. Oh yeah, so basically.
Oh yeah, if we could ever coexist.
Yeah, and coexist.
Yeah. Unify.
Realistically, unless we overthrow this whole system, it's really not gonna happen.
Right.
But just always understand, no matter what, good outweighs the bad. No matter what. It might
eventually.
Eventually. You know, but like we said, like, there's just been crazy shit happening since the beginning of time, and that's just the battle of good and evil.
Yeah.
So do what you do, move on the right path, and don't allow anybody to poison your heart. Because once it's poisoned, it really is hard to get back on the right track.
A few more questions. How old are you currently? If you don't mind me asking. 22. So 22 Sira, if you had a chance to have a conversation with 13-year-old Sira, what would it be like?
It would be save your money. Save your money from any and every paycheck, because I've worked a lot of jobs. Save $10, whatever, $10, $5, $120. Just save whatever you can from every single time you get money. Save that shit, bro. Some of it, at least a third.
Right.
Like, you know, even the dollar, save 30 cents off the dollar. Like, you know, every penny counts in this society, unfortunately. I would also say, focus on you no matter what. Don't allow, like, and this is honestly to any young lady out there. I know, like, you might see your friends start having boyfriends. You might think it looks fun, it looks cute. And don't worry, the boys will be there as you get older. But it's really best to just focus on yourself, no matter what. Work on yourself, build yourself, think about your future. Even though sometimes it might feel like you don't know when you're gonna go or how much time you have. Don't even look at it like that. Just think about what you can do to better yourself. And not even the people around you, just mostly focus on yourself, because if you're not good, how is anybody around you going to be good?
Right.
You know, if you keep pouring into everybody else's cup, you have nothing to drink. Like, so fill your own cup.
Totally agree.
I would also say one last thing, no matter what, never stop creating. Like, when you're sad, create. When you're mad, create. I know sometimes it's hard, like, you feel like you can't come up with anything, but just start listening to music, watch cartoons, do something to keep that creative faculty in your mind going. Never lose that imagination.
Right. Nah, I fucks with that. Now, I like to ask this. I haven't asked this in a while. For, I think, the last probably 4 or 5 interviews, I haven't asked this question in a while. But here I go. Your thoughts on the job that I'm doing out here and the agenda that I've been pushing since you've been seeing. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's awesome anytime somebody has a platform and wants to share with people and to help them elevate and grow. I think that's what's up, because you did mention earlier, like, you were where was it again? For the
Everywhere.
last 8 years? Everywhere for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
Like, you could have been doing that. Like, you could have kept on and just kept turning your back to Rhode Island. But the fact that you're coming out here and still giving people opportunities, that's what's up. Like I said, a lot of people don't have that heart. They'll just go to whatever's bringing them the most money.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
I'm not thinking about bread right now.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's
I know I'm destined for it, so it's like I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm doing my part.
And this paper money just came not too long ago, so like money in my head is really kind of non-existent. It's
Facts.
like literally their system. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like if you do good and you have the right intent, God will bless you no matter what it might look like you're going through. You will find a way. You've gone through many battles before. You're going to go through many more. You'll always find a way as long as you keep that faith and focus on the positivity. So I think it's really good what you're doing out here. Yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
great, actually.
Appreciate you. Now, up and coming music, tracks, merch, shows, let the people know.
Merch, oh my gosh. I was thinking of releasing merch. I just don't know where I would start with it. And, you know, merch, it'll definitely be coming soon. Music, y'all just gonna have to tune in. What I do is, I like to surprise people.
There you
it's
go.
like, I low-key feel
But
like,
you got songs.
yeah,
in the
I low-key
tuck,
feel
right?
like Rihanna. Like, it's like, when I drop, you're just gonna hear it. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
tell you. I'll tell you like the week before it drops,
Right, right.
but I could be working on a song for like 2-3 months and you won't know about it until the week before I drop it. Like, that's when I
that's
start
what's
promoting
up.
it crazy. Music videos, I dabbled in AI. I have a AI music video.
I seen
out
that.
for my
That was
Lone
for
Star.
what was that for?
Lone
Rain?
Star.
Lone Star. Lone Star. Yeah, that's what it was.
I did lyric videos for my other tracks on my YouTube channel. Actual music videos, I feel like now I'll step into it, because after doing something like this, I feel like I just have to trust the videographer, like whoever's
Yeah,
doing
man.
it. I just have to trust their vision, trust
Yeah.
whatever they got. Me, it was kind of always the angles. I was kind of like, oh, my angles. Now I just really don't care. Kind of like, you just got to do what you got to do and be comfortable. I can't just keep being in a shell and denying myself opportunities because I don't have the balls to just put myself out there. Like, you know?
Nah,
So,
you got to promote yourself. You got to jump in front of that ASAP.
and some people, they like the music, they like the beat, but other people do prefer the visuals. And
Yeah.
maybe I know I'm missing a huge crowd of people by denying them that.
Yeah.
You'll see me in some music videos soon. Performances, and I'll still be doing performances.
Yeah.
Catch me in the club, catch
At least
me in
you're
the
getting on
lounge.
stage. And you know what? That brings me to my last question right there. I'm glad you brought it. I almost forgot it. I would have been mad to bring that. Now, when you perform, right? Because I've seen a few videos of you performing. Now, I've performed too. You know what I mean? I've done it coast to coast a few times, you know what I'm saying? And I've done it in room full of people and 2-3 people, you know what I mean? How do you have to be when you're on stage? Me, I chose to be sober. You know what I mean? Because I want to actually feel, and I like the way I control the crowd. How do you have to be when you perform?
Likewise, I have to be sober because I feel like I have to be in my right state of mind. I have to be able to differentiate the people in the crowds, who am I connecting with, who's vibing with me. I have to be able to connect with them, and I don't want to be just messy and sloppy. I'm not gonna say I'll never be drunk and high and do a performance, but for the most part, even if I was, I wouldn't overdo it, because it doesn't look like it in the moment, but when you look back at that video, you're like, damn, what was I even doing?
And it's up there for life.
Literally, like, one thing about me is I feel like the digital footprint was instilled in me ever since I was like in like 3rd grade. I think that's when like shit really started taking off. Like, but my teachers, I would always remember them saying, be careful what you put on the internet. It will live on with you. And that's something I've always held true to my, like, you know.
That's what's up. Well, you guys are going to be seeing a lot more on my platform, man. I actually want to, we'll probably not next week, but the week after, you could co-host with me if you want on my podcast on Nightcap on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? I'll send you the details and stuff. So let the people know where they can find you at on Instagram.
Instagram, SiraSoFine. TikTok, SiraSoFine. I do have a Facebook page too. It's SiraSoFine. I just be posting there. It's kind of like my spam.
Send me the link so they could be seeing it right now.
All right, but I got you. But yeah, guys, tune in to the journey. I'm still coming up.
All right. You guys, it's been another episode of The Sit Down, man. Real topics, real issues, real people, man. Powered by Smoking Politic with me. Honorably refreshing for the world The world, Craig. The world, man. Miss Sira, man. Peace.
Peace.
Just it all, if you really think about it, man, it always really been divided, especially when it come to us. You know, I'm just gonna speak the truth. You know what I mean? So, and then we don't help.
That's all I want you to do on here is speak your truth.
Exactly, bro. Smoking and politicking with Giovanni, boy. Yeah, man. But